I want to tell you the story of a young boy and his excitement for Christmas. The family, well, they started decorating for the holiday right after Thanksgiving. The styrofoam chapel with the music box that played Silent Night, the pine bough wreath, complete with pine cones and holly berries, his mom painting a manger scene on the living room picture window. Oh, and the tree. That beautiful flocked white Christmas fir with blue ribbons and shiny ornaments, which when lit up, looked like a frosted giant with a galaxy of stars. And the best part for a 7-year-old boy was the thought that soon that tree would have delicately wrapped presents beneath it for him and his brothers and sisters. Well, and wouldn't you know, within a few days, presents started to appear. And on each gift, there was a big tag with 2 simple words, to and from, with a corresponding name written in each blank space. There was one particular gift behind the tree that was the biggest of them all, and the boy immediately checked that tag, and sure enough, his name was written. Wow, what could it be? Why, it was tall. It was about half his size when standing straight up. The mystery consumed his every thought. The excitement overcame him, and even though he knew that he should wait until Christmas morning before opening the present, he just had to know. So he tore a small hole in the wrapping paper and peeked inside. And it was a Tonka truck with a 5th-wheel camper to pull behind. Oh, what a gift! Oh, the adventures he imagined, forging new roads in the garden, setting up camp, and inviting friends over to share in the journey. Joy soon changed to disappointment. You see, Christmas was still over 3 weeks away. So that Christmas morning, when it finally arrived, well, it lost some of the magic, the anticipation, and the wonder, because 3 weeks earlier, he had lost his self-control. But the story doesn't end there. You see, this boy learned a valuable lesson that Christmas and made up his mind that he would never peek again. And for many years now, that same boy, well, he'll heft, shake, sniff the presents under the tree, but he won't peek. So it's always a surprise Christmas morning. This week, we've been highlighting the virtue of self-control and the power that comes with it. Our lives, they're filled with these wrapped presents, dreams, goals, relationships, successes waiting for the right time. But if we rush ahead when we can't wait and we take shortcuts, well, we sometimes spoil the joy of the actual gift. Self-control, it isn't about denying ourselves happiness. It's about making the happiness even sweeter when it finally arrives. You see, self-control, it's like a muscle. The more you exercise it, the stronger it gets. It helps us eat healthier, study harder, save money instead of spending it all, and it helps us show up for the people we love, even when it's not easy. Without self-control, well, life can feel like one long string of half-open presents that never quite satisfy. Let me explain through another couple of stories. Take Andy Roddick, the great tennis champion. He was in a big match. Andy was at match point, meaning that he only needed one more point to win the match. And his opponent, well, he was serving. And he delivered a serve that the line judge called out. So game over. The crowd was cheering. Andy had won. But wait. Andy tells the line judge that the serve was actually a good serve. So the match continues. He would eventually lose that match. And that kind of integrity, it builds a legacy far bigger than any single victory. Fans, they'll remember character even more than scores, and Andy was okay with the outcome. I mean, imagine if he went along with that call, and years later, staring at the trophy, knowing that he took a shortcut to get it. Well, he chose integrity. So, way to go, Andy. Then there's John Huntsman Sr., the remarkable businessman who built a global empire from very humble beginnings. During one huge business deal that could have doubled the size of his company, well, he learned that the man on the other side of the table was grieving the loss of his wife. That man was very vulnerable to being taken advantage of. And Huntsman could have pushed harder and squeezed out millions more. But instead, he settled on fair terms for both to spare the man extra pain. He still walked away with a good deal, but he also gained a lifelong friend. His book is called Winners Never Cheat, and he lived it. Today, his integrity is remembered as much as his business successes. Now, these aren't just nice stories. They show us that when you turn down that shortcut that could cost you your soul, well, eventually bigger doors will open. The universe, or as I like to say, the Christmas spirit, it has a way of rewarding patience and goodness. Now, I know that some of you might be thinking, Santa, this all sounds wonderful, but how do I actually build more self-control in my busy life? Well, here are a few ideas. Start small. You see, self-control, it's a skill that the more we practice, the better we become. Here's some ideas to get you thinking about. Ways that you can develop better self-control. One simple one is that you can choose now to be engaged with family and friends when you're together. To do this, put your phone in another room and turn off the TV during dinner. Another small one is that you could choose now how you will act when a temptation springs up. You might say to yourself, "Self, if I see a present for me under the Christmas tree, I'm not going to peek. I'm going to let it be a surprise." Another hint is to create helpful habits. Set routines so that you don't have to rely on willpower every single second. For instance, if you're wanting to eat healthier, then prepare some healthy snacks in advance so that when you have a snack attack, well, you already know that it's okay because you have a healthy snack waiting. Or if you're easily distracted, schedule your most important work when your energy is the highest. Now, this is a big one. Forgive yourself when you slip. You see, even Santa eats too many cookies sometimes. And a little slip, it doesn't ruin the whole journey. You're always just a hug away from the nice list. So cut yourself some slack and just try to do a little better. So here's the challenge for this week. I want you to take a minute and write down a specific thing that you would like to improve. And then decide now on the little things that you can do to increase your self-control. Here's 3 ways to do it. Write, "I want to," fill in the blank. "My plan is," fill in the blank. And then number 3, "If I stumble, I'm going to give myself some grace and get back at it." I believe in you. Now go out and make your life a better life. And then encourage others to do the same. Have a great week and know that I'm cheering you on.